Helyna L. Clove is a sci-fi fantasy novelist, a lover of all types of storytelling, hot comfort drinks, and a universe full of stars. She was born in Hungary and now works as an astrophysicist in the UK. Her debut was in 2022, and she's releasing her new fantasy this year. Helyna.
Hi, everyone. The excerpt I'm going to read is around 1/3 into the book. Our smuggler captain main character Jean and her partner Clix accidentally take on board 2 refugees, Sophia and Damien, a queen and her bodyguard. They're being pursued. They're traveling through all these wormhole tunnels and going to a supposedly safe planet to figure out the next steps. And this is the first time that they can really converse, and it does not go that well. They took the long way to Duplex. Leaving the binary system, Jean crossed the lane only to come right back and choose another one. A few systems later, they did the same thing, then coasted about inside a dust cloud with a peculiarly strong magnetic field to cover up their engine signatures. As they turned towards their destination, they avoided the larger hubs and, of course, kept the manipulator turned off the whole time. Duplex wasn't an openly lane hunter-friendly world, but it didn't belong to the Union either. Agents left it alone because controlling it was more hassle than worth. There was nothing to conquer there, except building lands and dirty towns. And the window. "What is this?" a voice spoke behind Jean as she verified the computer's calculations and set the Skylark onto a descending trajectory around the planet. Glancing back, she saw Sophia standing in the door, looking at the view on the front screen, wide-eyed. "This is Duplex," Clix answered, before Jean could yell at the woman for leaving the living area when she'd specifically told her not to wander around on the ship. The Miozan stepped closer to stand between her and Clix, keeping her eyes on the strange world in front of them. But what happened to it? Nothing. Or rather, the same thing that happened to everything else. It's like it was mirrored. Clix nodded. All thanks to the crack. Those are 2 different worlds in 2 different regions in space. Duplex looked like a planet that grew a weird lump, which was also a planet. The one on the far side appeared only in part, a portion of its green-gray disk cut off by the image of space, its surface peeking through a moon-sized triangular hole at the plane of intersection. A nebulous blue glow blanketed the side of that second world, which disappeared when the eye focused on it. "Conjoined twin planets," Sophia murmured. The curious glow in her eyes made her face look alert and alive for the first time since Jean had met her. As they descended into the atmosphere, the surface of Duplex 1 spread out under them, with black blotches of towns spattered in between sallow fields, the populated areas growing in size closer to the window. And when the eye wandered toward the other side, the scene tilted in a dizzying way. The horizon curved more and was weirdly inclined, the ground dark, the vegetation lusher. "If we approached the window from the other direction, you wouldn't see anything. A planet like any other," Jean said. Watching Sophia's fascinated expression, her anger evaporated. That did annoy her too, but memories of her first visit on Duplex beckoned at the edges of her attention. It wasn't only Clix who loved this place. "From here, though, you can travel to the other side." "How can something like this exist?" Sophia marveled. "How can a lane exist?" Clix answered. Sophia stared at him with interest, so he went on. "The window co-moves with these planets, both here and there, like the lanes with the solar systems they're born in. The intersection is more or less stable, but things turn bottom up quite frequently around these parts." "Does this happen a lot, windows like this?" "Not exactly. Cracks, sure. They pop up on stars more often than planets. And those things will blow up on you real fast. The material can stabilize, and when the star's gone, you will get a big old crack in the middle of empty space again." Jim peered at the girl. "You honestly haven't seen stuff like this before." Sophia shook her head. "I saw films, but it's not the same. I didn't travel much because of the war." "War, huh?" Jim grunted. "There's nothing else you people can spend your precious time on." "Like grave robbing and pillaging?" The 3 of them turned around at the same time. Damien stood in the entrance, leaning against the frame with one hand. His face was a healthier color, but he was bent over, exhaustion radiating from his body. The bandages Clix had applied to his arm and broad chest had started to come off in loops. "You are not supposed to get up yet," Sophia exclaimed. Damien glanced at her, but his eyes went back to Jean and Clix. Jean stood staring him up and down. Ah, so you're one of those guys. I call what we do salvaging, Crick said with a pedantic expression. He rose from his seat as well and sized the man's bandages up, reproachful. And Sophia is right, you shouldn't be walking around yet. Damien's strained face twitched, looking at the Talalan. He moved towards Sophia as if wanting to shield her. And who are you supposed to be? He's Crick's, my partner. Jean took a step forward, placing her hands on her hips while brushing the gun holstered on her belt. Damien was barely conscious during their escape, and there hadn't been much time for introductions on Mioza, but his hostility was alarming. He must have put two and two together about what kind of ship he boarded and was clearly not satisfied. He's also the one who hit you up, so I recommend a friendlier tone. It's true. Sophia placed a placating hand on her friend's arm. They saved us both. Damien turned to her. Did the others make it? Where's Nasir? Sophia hesitated, and her companion clenched his jaw. Your friend stayed behind, Crick said. He's the reason we're alive. No one spoke for a few seconds. Sophia's fingers gripped Damien's arm in an imploring way. His square jaw tensed, his face stony as he seemed to swallow with difficulty. Where's my gun? He asked in between breaths. Jean thought of the sympathy stirring up in her at the man's subdued grief and shrugged. I stashed it. When we're done here, you can have it back, and the less trouble you make, the sooner that will happen. I'm not ecstatic that you're stuck on my ship either. I usually don't do human cargo. Or ever, Clicks cut in. You never do human cargo. And this was definitely not what I expected. What did you expect? Damien asked. His tone was calmer now, but Jean felt his piercing gaze stabbing through her skin, taking apart her every word and move. Not important, she snapped. We'll do a short detour. You stay in your backsides on the ship, and I'll solve the problem. They're going to talk to Nasir's contact, Sophia added. She was clearly taken aback by her companion's heated reaction. We're going with you, Damien told Jean. No, you're not. Then you'll have to shoot me. Jean inhaled slowly. Her glance wandered to the front screen, getting lost in the view of the fields and forests of Duplex. And who the hell is going to pay me for all this? No one, kid. No one. She exhaled. I don't give a damn. Just don't get in my way, or I might take you up on that. She sat back, turning her attention to the screens, and a few moments later the door clicked shut as both Miozans exited. Exhibit A of why I don't do human cargo, Jean groaned. Too much fucking trouble. Well, thank you for listening. You can get this book and also a companion novella on sale right now, and I have a giveaway also during this event. And visit my site if you're interested in everything or anything.